if I told y'all, but I had my first tutoring session about 2 weeks ago. And hear me out, was with a first grader, right? And we went over a few things in the session where it was math and reading related. And so I wanted to do an initial assessment, right? So if you're new here, I'm Shadiamond, homeschool mom to a 6, 5, and 2-year-old, and I love all things learning, early childhood education, nutrition, healthy living, teaching the whole child, all of those things. So all of my content will relate to that in some kind of way, right? I also share about motherhood things as well, but yeah. So I made a post on Facebook, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to start offering these services very soon, because I have had a few parents asking me, for help, whether that's via DM, in person, family, friends, and things of that nature. So I was like, you know what, it's the summertime, we're about to take a little break from my homeschool, so let me just see what's out there, see how I can be of help, right, and things of that nature. So I had my first tutoring session, and it went really well. So I really just wanted to see where my student was in terms of what he knew, and what areas I could help him in when we do our sessions. So as I said, I kind of went through like his things, like past quizzes and evaluations and things of that nature. I also talked to his parents about some areas that he needed to improve in, and just try to figure out like his learning style based on meeting one time, which just seems impossible, but it's really not. So I had him read a few things to me. I did a few math problems with him and things of that nature. So I was like, my focus is really going to be reading, because he's really strong in math, but reading we can do a lot more, right? And so I was like, let me find some things from Amazon to see how I can use these in my sessions, as well as for him to do when we're not meeting together, because it's like once a week, right? And I was like, virtual is an option as well, so I could just call in to see, or do a virtual session if that's better. So I'm gonna just show y'all what I ordered. So I ordered 5 things, and 2 of them were taken from my door. So I just got a refund for those, because I was like, you know what, I'm just not even gonna bother trying to reorder. But the first thing I ordered, the goal was to order something related to phonics on the first grade level, to kind of like bring, if you want to bring your child up to speed or get them on reading level, what are some things that I could use, or that parents could use, that give them directions, that give them like a layout of what things to say, let them know what they're focusing on and things of that nature. So that's what I was looking for when I ordered these books. So the first one, it was about $3. This is just a phonics for first grade, and so this one covers beginning and ending consonants, blends and digraphs, long and short vowel sounds, and word families. This one was about $3, so I wasn't expecting much, and this is not the one I would go with in terms of trying to catch your child up for reading. So it starts out really simple, with the beginning sound, the ending sound, writing the first sound, the first letter, circling which digraph is correct, and then it gives you an answer key just in case you don't know the answers, as well as talks about saying the name of the picture, then circle the one that has the same sound as a word that's in the directions. And so eventually they'll start writing out the whole word, or writing out the ending sound. So ab, add, ag, these are word families. So I was like, okay, this is like $3, and I can see why. This could be like additional practice if you were introducing word families, or whatever the case may be. This would be like extra practice. This wouldn't be something that I would give to someone who needs to work on catching up, right? So that's the first one. The second one I ordered was the Spectrum Phonics. So I didn't really have, and I realized when I got it that it's by the same company, which is Carson DeLosa. So this is by the same company. So I was like, okay, since I see that, I'm not expecting a lot more in this one as well. So this one does have more than the other one, of course. And it also gives you a scope, which is good, so you can know what are you covering. When I mean scope, I just mean like, what are we covering? So different consonants and all of the rules, and in what order will you be exposed to these different things. And so this one was better than the other one in terms of like page wise. This one requires more writing. and it's similar. So I just give you a little flip through. How am I gonna do a flip through on this camera? Oh, let's see. Without having to do extra work, if it makes sense. So this one is reviewing consonants. Circle the letter that shows the beginning sound of each picture, and then at the bottom they will write the name of each picture. Oh, at the bottom they will say the name of each picture and then write the letter that shows the beginning sound. So at the top they will be circling, at the bottom they will be writing just one letter, right? So this is easing them into, you know, the beginning of first grade, kind of like a review from kindergarten, if you will. And then this one is minimal writing, right? So you're only writing one letter. It's the same with that one. And then as they go on, when they're learning more about like the long O, long vowels and things of that nature, they'll be copying words from the box to match the pictures, which require them to read as well as coloring a picture that rhymes or have a long O in it. So it progresses over time. Then it requires you to write more words and draw pictures, write consonant blends, more consonant blends, circling pictures, writing words from a word bank, saying the name and then draw lines to match, things of that nature, right? So in the answer key, this one doesn't have any instruction for the parent or anything like that. So this would be like review for your child if you know they are covering this in school or you just want to brush up on some things. I think this would be a good one to go with in terms of just introducing, you know, phonics or reviewing, just seeing how much they can grasp, right? But I also ordered this one, which is the Daily Phonics Grade 1. And this one is by Evan Moore, which is well known in the homeschool community. This one is the teacher edition, right? So it's 32 weeks of sequential phonics instruction and practice, 15 to 20 minute daily lessons, teacher directed, explicit instructions, and then we have listening, speaking, reading, and writing activities. And this is designed for Monday through Friday, right? So I was like, if I'm going to do this in the summer, this is a 32-week book, right? Each week you're working on different things. If I wanted to cover this in 3 months, that means that I would require a student to do two to three pages a day, right? And for the harder pages, of course, you can, you know, sneak in on a Sunday or, you know, the weekend, if you will. But this one has a scope and sequence at the very beginning. So it goes from week 1 through week 32, and it tells you what will be covered. I don't know if you can see this, but it tells you what will be covered, from the consonant review to the blends to the long vowels to spellings and things of that nature, plural forms and stuff like that. So it's a gradual progression. So you start off with initial consonants, which is at the beginning of the word, final consonants, which is at the end of the word, both of them to determine which one they can hear, right? Short vowels, CVC words, long vowels, CVCE pattern, which is the bossy E, or the E at the end of the word, which makes the vowel say its name, right? And then we have long vowels with the sound of Y, initial consonant blends, all of those, right? Final consonant blends, and then they go into R control words like car, you know, or bird, or short, you know, OR, AR, UR, ER, IR. Sorry if I'm talking too fast, y'all. But then we go to hard and soft G, double consonants, long vowels, AI, AY, right? So all of these things. And so in this book, it tells you how to use it. There's a weekly teacher page, and there are daily student pages. So you can use this page, you can use this book as if you were a teacher, right? And if you're a parent that are trying to catch your child up with reading, this is perfect for you because it gives you a script, right? And so it was like, say for instance, on day 1, it said read aloud, the focus statement at the top of the page. Then say this is letter B. The letter B stands for sound B. You hear B at the end of. You hear B at the beginning of the word ball. Say ball. Say B, right? And so it goes from there, and it tells you what to do. So this is your script, and this is their work. And as I said, I would say like 2 to 3 pages a day if you want to catch them up over the summer. And so it starts off very simple. Of course, they're only having to fill in a circle for the word. So say for instance, for this page, can you see it? like B for ball, you would just color in that circle right there, and then at the bottom you would write the letter B, right? Or yeah, B or whatever word you say. So there is a portion for dictation, which means you would say the word and they would have to fill in what the word is, right? So that's how it starts off, and that's how it goes for the full week, honestly. Just reviewing beginning sounds and having them write the beginning sound. So that's very, very easy. If your child is already knowing like single consonant, single sounds, then you can finish this little section probably in 2 days, right? And so I want to spend more time on the areas where they are getting, you know, a little confused on or having trouble with. But if they already know consonants, final, beginning, ending, and CVC words, then that would be like a breeze, and we can knock more time off when we're getting ready to, you know, go on getting our child on grade level to read, right? Or getting them advancing them a little bit higher than they were at the end of the school year. It is like summer is like what, 2 to 3 months, so it's not like we're expecting you know, to advance 3 grade levels. But if you use the right systems, then it'll work, right? So that's that. I really like this book because of the scripts for the parents, day 1 through day 5, and it'll give you more confidence if you don't know what to teach in what order and what to say and how to say it and stuff like that. I highly recommend this book. And I wouldn't just do this book alone, right? This will be like supplementary, or it could be like what you use, right? But in terms of like when you're covering things like the consonant blends and vowel teams and things of that nature, right? I will also have flashcards. I will have flashcards. You can order them on Amazon, or I probably will make some for this specific student, where if we're covering the long A vowel pairs, so A-I, A-Y, I would have those flashcards and have him, you know, tell me the sounds, maybe mix them up with other vowels, teams that he already knows, and have him pick out which one says A-I, which one says A-Y, and also work on the spelling pattern, right? So A-I is usually at the end of a word, whereas A-Y is at the end of the word, whereas A-I is usually in the middle of a word, like rain, right? Or chair, male. And then A-I would be like day, play, stay, fray, things of that nature, right? So that's what I would do. I will also make it interactive, right? So students don't want to just sit down and be in books all day. You know, I was thinking about doing some bean bags to throw, the little small bean bags, and putting iron on vinyl on the bean bags where they could toss that word, toss those sounds or whatever case may be. I will also use magnetic letters, and I've always talked about magnetic letters because, I don't know, children love to use dry erase boards and magnetic letters. So I would use those. I would also use the magnetic tiles, like they are a favorite here. So many ways to use those. Have them build according to syllables, right? Build a 2-story house or a 3-story house or whatever. Make it fun. So that's what I would do. I will also find little decodable books that they can read based on the consonant blends or the vowel teams or the pairs. That way we're assessing how well they are comprehending what they're reading also, and work on reading fluency, right? So my son is trying to get us some bagels that is not his right now, but that's what I would do. Like my first tutoring session was amazing. Okay, just wait a minute. It was amazing, and I was like, let me create something where I could give other parents a blueprint on things that we do. So I personally would recommend this book right here. 32 weeks, scripted lessons, a variety, right? It's not colorful. That's probably a downside for children, but if you like, you know, have them color in their favorite color, whatever the case may be. But you can also just use flashcards to fill in for this. And you can also pair it with YouTube videos where it's just specifically with consonant blends or whatever you're working on, right? I'm going to try to share more of the tutoring journey and how I'm able to help other families, as well as some things that I'm doing. I just found these letters. I could probably use these as well to build words or whatever. But yeah, that's all I have for this video. I'll see you guys in my next one.